Long ago, Earth's air was nothing like the life-giving blanket we know today. There was a time when oxygen did not exist, when the sky was empty of the breath that now sustains us. The world was silent, lifeless, and still. But just as it appeared, this precious element is not guaranteed to last forever. The clock is always ticking. One day, the oxygen we depend on may vanish, leaving the world as empty as it once was. This is the story of oxygen, how it transformed our planet, turning a barren rock into a world teeming with life, and how its presence is both a miracle and a mystery. Let's travel back in time. Rewind the clock by 4 billion years, to an era when our planet was almost unrecognizable. Imagine a world in its infancy, a place where the ground constantly trembles with volcanic fury, and the air is thick with swirling toxic gases. The surface is a chaotic landscape of erupting volcanoes, rivers of molten lava, and endless storms. There are no plants, no animals, and certainly no humans, just a barren, hostile world struggling to find its balance. Earth is young, toxic, and suffocating. The atmosphere is a deadly cocktail of gases like methane and ammonia, making it impossible for any complex life to survive. The oceans are hot and lifeless, shrouded in steam and chemicals. It's a planet on the edge, teetering between chaos and the possibility of something new. The sky isn't blue. Instead, it glows with a hazy orange or red, thick with particles and clouds. Oxygen, the very gas we breathe and depend on, doesn't exist here. Life as we know it is impossible. But then, in the depths of these ancient oceans, something extraordinary begins to unfold. Tiny, almost invisible organisms called cyanobacteria start to appear. These remarkable microbes have a unique ability. They can capture sunlight and use it to create energy, a process known as photosynthesis. Slowly, they begin to spread across the shallow seas, forming colorful mats and colonies. As they harness the power of the sun, cyanobacteria release a byproduct into the water and air, a gas that at the time is toxic to almost everything: oxygen. This poison will eventually transform the planet, setting the stage for all complex life to come. Imagine a world billions of years ago where the oceans are dark, thick with ancient life, and the air above is unrecognizable to us. In these primeval waters, tiny microbes thrive, but they release a byproduct that, for most life at the time, is nothing short of toxic: oxygen. Over time, that poison floods the oceans, slowly building up in the water, changing its chemistry forever. Eventually, the oceans can no longer contain it. Oxygen begins to leak into the air, seeping out in invisible waves, transforming the very atmosphere of Earth. The sky, once filled with methane and haze, starts to change. This is the Great Oxygenation Event, a turning point in Earth's history. As oxygen levels rise, most of the planet's original life forms, which cannot survive in this new environment, are wiped out in a mass extinction. It's a biological revolution that ends one era and begins another. But what was once deadly becomes life-giving. The poisonous gas that destroyed so much now sets the stage for something extraordinary. The atmosphere turns blue, and the world is forever changed. With oxygen, life finds a new way. Complex cells called eukaryotes emerge, cells with specialized parts, able to use oxygen to fuel their growth and evolution. This innovation opens the door to incredible diversity. Over millions of years, these complex cells give rise to animals, plants, and eventually to us, humans. But nothing lasts forever. Our sun is getting hotter, slowly, relentlessly. More heat means more water vapor. That vapor disrupts the carbon cycle. Plants die, and with them, the last breath of oxygen begins to fade. In just 1 billion years, Earth returns to an ancient state. A low-oxygen world ruled by microbes. Complex life ends. The last breath is silent. And then comes the true apocalypse. In 2 billion years, oceans boil. The atmosphere breaks apart. Temperatures rise above 140 degrees Celsius. Nothing survives. Earth is dead. A ghost of the vibrant world it once was. But, understanding our ending reveals something deeper. The conditions for life are rare, precious, temporary. When we search for other Earths, we're not just looking for planets, we're looking for breaths, brief windows where life can thrive. The story of oxygen is the story of life. It's really just a whisper in cosmic time. It began with a single cell and ends with the last exhale. And in between, well, it's everything we are.